I didn't have time to put a trailer together.
That's all right.
This is raw as it gets, man. It seems like I don't know. It seems like when you have stuff to do, it's like time just starts getting on crack. Where you're like, man, there needs to be more hours in the day, almost, man.
Yeah, I know, because I think I had messaged you about the time for our little stream. And you're like, oh, let's set it up to, I think, Thursday or whatever. And then I
Yeah,
messaged you yesterday. I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot. I'm with Rob tonight.
yeah, bro. Because it's like it's just so much like 'cause I got the channel here, then I got work here, then kids about to start school, so I've
Yeah.
been school shopping for them and everything. It's just it's been like yeah, but you know what? It's all right though. We here. It's kind of bittersweet too, man, because we wrapping up our Mad Max series.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, bittersweet, man. But yo, it's been fun talking these movies with you, though, bro. Like, I love these movies, and you love them. Well, you love one of them at least.
Yeah, one
So,
I love more than others. The rest are, well, two are enjoyable, and
uh,
the first one we're talking about, no.
all right, let's do it. So, so tonight, to those tuning in, we're ending our Mad Max series with Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, and then Mad Max Fury Road. So, and let's get Beyond Thunderdome out the way. Same
Oh,
director, George Miller. Mel Gibson is back as Max. We have a new villain now, Auntie Entity, played by none other than the legend Tina Turner. And a surprisingly good performance. Like for somebody that's never really acted before, I thought Tina Turner did okay in the role. I thought she was okay. This movie, I rewatched it today, Jacob, and I will say the first, and I counted to the first 40 minutes were actually really good up until it got to when he had to spin the wheel and they exiled him. After that, the movie just went nosedive and it never recovered. But those first 40 minutes were actually solid, bro. I'm talking about from a filmmaking standpoint, from a technical standpoint. You could tell George Miller has came into his own as a director where he just knew how to move the camera, how to get certain shots. I'm like, you could tell that his game stepped up from the previous two movies as far as his filmmaking skills go. And that's almost where my compliments kind of end, man. Those first 40 minutes were good. The Thunderdome stuff, awesome. After that, the whole thing with the kids, the Lord of the Flies, Peter Pan, whatever they were trying to do, tanked the whole movie, man. I wasn't feeling it, and it never bounced back for me. So, but what you think about Thunderdome, bro?
yeah, I'm not a fan of this movie either. For me, what killed it is unlike the other films, which has that R rating and you can feel like the grittiness of it. This
Mm-hmm.
is PG-13, so not once in this movie did I feel as much stakes compared to in the other Mad Max movies because it just felt neutered and Hollywoodized compared to the first two movies. Now I
Yeah,
liked George Miller still gave his A game direction wise. Like I actually like the opening shot of this movie, like the extended tracking shot
mm-hmm.
of the wasteland and you see the dude in the plane flying down to go after Max and take his camels and horses and stuff.
Right.
Uh, which is funny because that guy that stole from Max is like the same pilot in the second movie, same actor, different character.
Different character, yeah. It took me years to realize that was a different character because for years I thought he was still the gyro captain, but nah, he was completely different character.
Yeah, and I could tell something was off too because I like even though I didn't care for Gyro Captain hot take, here they added a kid with that character, and as soon as I saw that kid, I was like, yeah, this is not going to be as good of a movie as the other one. Which is
Yeah.
weird because I liked the kid in Road Warrior.
World
I
War,
thought was
yeah.
pretty awesome. Yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
kid was really awesome. He had a purpose. Whereas the kid aspect of this movie just tanked the whole movie.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and as a trilogy, bro, I feel like it didn't really, it had nothing to tie into the other movies. So it's almost like you could
no.
watch this on its own and not, having to watch the previous two because it doesn't reference those movies at all.
Yeah.
Except for the bandage around the knee, which is when he got shot in the first movie. And then I was reading IMDb some of the trivia about it. They said that one of his eyes were like dilated because of when his eye got taken out in Road Warrior. So I guess
hmm
besides some scarring, other than that, they really didn't reference the other movies.
Nah, there's not much referencing at all. It just feels like a bizarre little movie that just exists that doesn't really have much to offer. It's
Mm-hmm.
interesting you brought up you liked the Thunderdome sequence.
Mm-hmm.
I rewatched it again. I didn't care for it, honestly. It just felt too goofy in the
Yeah.
world of Mad Max. I was
Yeah.
like, what is this?
Well, I think what they were going for, I think they purposely did that because the longer that we're in this world, the wasteland, the crazier people become.
I
So it's
guess.
like, yeah, so to us it's like, man, what this is like some weird, like quirky shit, but this is because as time goes on, everybody just gets crazy. Like the one guy with the mannequin head with the broom with the head top, like everybody's just freaking nuts in this movie, you know.
Yeah.
Even on Entity, you can tell something's off with her, you know. Like everybody just seems kind of off in this movie.
Yeah, it was weird. And then there was that I forget that character's name, but there's a one dude who has like another dude on his back, and it's like
Oh,
his son or whatever. I'm like,
man, Master Blaster.
Master Blaster. Thank you. I forgot his name off the top of my head.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Master.
I'm like, what is that? It felt like a parody of its own franchise at this point, with characters like Master Blaster and Tina
Yeah,
Turner just shows up. Which,
yeah, but you have to admit that was kind of sad after Max had Blaster, you know, on the ground and they finally killed him, and then when Master was over, he's like, oh no, he's just a baby, he doesn't know any better.
yeah.
Oh, no.
I will admit I felt a little sympathy for him in that moment when you
Yeah.
realized that the Blaster was just a kid and he was mute
Mhm.
and didn't know any better. I will
Right.
give you that. But then the rest of the movie just continued to tank
Just
after that. 'Cause,
nosedive, yeah.
as soon as we do that whole thing with the kids,
Hmm.
I'll tell you, I saw the film, even though I've seen this film twice now. I think both times I've seen not Fury Road, Thunderdome.
Hmm.
Both times, as soon as the kids show up, it grinds to a halt
Yeah,
in story.
it does. It feels like two different movies, doesn't it? Like it's
It
like
does.
we watching the same movie right now, you know?
I have a theory on that because the movie actually has two different directors. It's like
Oh,
George Miller and there's a George Ogilvy, I think, is the other director.
oh, okay.
And what happened was George Miller was not as passionate about this movie because his producer friend, Kennedy, died just before the film was about to start production. He died in a helicopter crash. And so George Miller's heart wasn't in this movie, and he had a second director come in and shoot additional scenes. So my theory is George Miller shot the beginning and the end. The second director did the middle, and the middle just feels lifeless.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense. It does because, like you said, the movie comes to a screeching halt, and then it picks up again where they have the chase. And I gotta say, the chase, and it's very hard because you can't really compare chases to the Road Warrior just because that was just so perfect. But this chase sequence at the end was just so. I mean, they're on a train track, Jacob. Like this, this shit was it was lame to me. The last chase was lame as hell.
Yeah. Actually, the only sequence I kind of enjoyed was the train chase. I guess because
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for trains, and I tend to enjoy sequences like that. And so that was like the only part of the movie where I'm like, it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's not near as good as Road Warrior though, so it pales in
Nah.
comparison. But there's not much I like in it. I guess Mel Gibson, he's still committed to the role. I like the Tina Turner song at the end.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
couple good shots, good chase at the end, but I don't like this movie.
That's about it. Yeah, and when this came out, this was heavily advertised. They did really try to market this movie. It was plastered all over TV, all over the place. We Don't Need Another Hero by Tina Turner played on VH1 on repeat at least 5 or 6 times a day. So you couldn't go anywhere without seeing a poster or something advertised about this movie. So it was a big deal. But then when people saw it, even me as a kid, like me, Jacob, I'm always like a sucker for nostalgia. Like, oh, when I was a kid, this is so special to me. And nah, even as a kid, I had no connection to this movie. I'm like, this is besides the Thunderdome scene, it was trash,
Yeah.
But it's funny that as bad as this movie is, it's a big part of pop culture. Like, I don't know if you listen to the rap music, but Dr. Dre and Pac, they did a song California Love.
Oh
that
yeah,
video.
I've seen the video to that.
Yeah,
Very
that's
Thunderdome inspired.
right,
Yeah.
right. So and you always hear like parody, like, yeah, Thunderdome. Tina Turner, she was rolling on the river, but now she's beyond Thunderdome. It's like an ongoing joke, like all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie, when I watched it, I did kind of think like, wow, I remember coming on HBO a lot, and they were saying like, yeah, it's not at 8:00, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, don't miss it, the film of the year. But that's where my nostalgia ends for this movie.
Then I find it fascinating. I was looking at the reception for the film, and it's pretty split down the middle. Like people debate on whether it's a good or bad movie or not, and Roger Ebert thought it was the best of the three.
I saw that.
He was like, the Thunderdome fight was the most inventive action set piece of the whole trilogy, and it's like a deep reflection on Mad Max as a character. I'm like, I like you, Raj, but were we watching the same movie? Because I'm not feeling it.
But I think he might have got caught up in just kind of the spectacle of it, because I think out of the three movies, I think it does visually capture the wasteland the best as far as visually goes. Like, you really feel like you're in the wasteland, and whereas in the Road Warrior, you kind of feel that, but on a more on a lower budget level. But this movie, you see like the wide shots, like you said, the opening shot. I'm like, holy shit, this is a dystopian future that we're in right now. So you probably got caught up in that as opposed to the actual film itself, because like I said, they did a great job directing and cinematography and everything, but the story was just shit.
Yes. It feels like you're watching three different movies, and that's my problem. Like, you got the Thunderdome stuff, and then the stuff with the kids, and then there's the chase. Like, it didn't really feel cohesive of a story compared to the other films.
At all. But as a villain, Auntie Entity was shot to Blacktastic. He just came in. The movie was PG-13. That's his downfall. Yeah, with what Jacob just said, I agree. Yeah, the PG-13. Now Tina Turner as a villain, I thought I really didn't see her as much of a villain, really, because she didn't have like this motive to like rule the world. It was just straight up she wanted to keep her town intact, and Master Blaster was keeping her from, I guess, ruling it the way that she wanted it to. So she had to get him out the way. But other than that, she really had no ill will towards Max or like any evil diabolical plans. It was just like, I want to keep my town intact, and Master Blaster is keeping me from doing that. So can you really call her a villain?
I was so confused over her whole motives the whole movie. Like, she's after Max, but then she and Max were like even by the end, and she didn't like Master Blaster, and she was chasing after kids. Plus, I couldn't take Tina Turner seriously as a villain, so
because she's Tina Turner, and Jacob, and she talks the way she sings, like the scene where her and Master Blaster were kind of going at it, and he was like, who runs Border Town? Master Blaster. Say it louder, please. Master Blaster runs Border Town. I was expecting her to bust out in song like any minute,
That might have made the movie slightly more enjoyable if she did that.
It became a musical.
It became Mad Max, the Thunderdome musical.
Thunderdome musical. We're rolling down Thunderdome. And she did look good too. I mean, I can't lie, man. As a kid, I didn't see it, but as a 40-something-year-old man now, I'm like, shit, Tina Turner was fine as hell.
Yeah.
I
can't argue with that.
Yeah, she was easy on the eyes, Jacob.
Hey, Jamie from in the front row. How you doing?
Popping the show. What's up, Jamie? What's up, girl? It's been a while since I've seen you. We gotta get on Mike's stream, or I might have you come on my channel, talk some Cobra Kai or something, because Cobra Kai is gonna drop next month, and we're both big fans of that show, so we'll probably have to chop it up and talk theories and stuff like that.
Yeah, we were chatting on Mike's Hangout and Chat stream earlier today. I got on after work, and we talked a little bit of Cobra Kai. I still haven't seen the show. I've only seen the first two movies.
Stop playing.
Which is weird, because I love the original Karate Kid. It's like one of my favorite sports movies. Two's all right, but the first one you can't beat.
Yeah, Perez actually, because me, Perez, and Rob from Big Rob Theory, we actually covered Cobra Kai and all the Karate Kid movies, and Perez hated two. He said two was like boring and put him to sleep.
Mm.
He couldn't take it.
Now, I don't mind too. I like when they go to Miyagi's home country and we see where
Yeah.
he grew up and that aspect. I like the Miyagi stuff in that movie
Mm-hmm.
more than the Ralph Macchio stuff. That stuff was a
Danielle.
little yeah, Daniel. His story was kind of boring, but the Miyagi
Yeah.
stuff I thought was great.
Well, I tell you what, for Cobra Kai, you have a Hulk tat. Hey, how do you know I have a? How do you? Oh, she must have watched the stream last night. Yeah, I was telling a story about something that I did to myself. I gave myself a bruise on my arm, and I had a Hulk tattoo. Yeah, so
Okay.
she saw the Hulk tat. Yeah, I got a Hulk tat.
Oh, I thought of you earlier in that stream on Mike's because we were talking about She-Hulk, and I'm like, oh man, you and your hatred for what they've done to the Hulk.
It's Jacob. It breaks my heart, bro. Like
Yeah.
how the hell he was? Somebody made a meme about that. How the hell did we go from this Hulk smash to now he's doing yoga poses, downward dog?
Oh no! Did you see the clip where he was like making margaritas with the She-Hulk on the beach or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, what is this? Is this?
How do we get to that, man?
It's almost like a parody of the Hulk at this point.
It makes me want to cry, and and it makes me just want to punch anybody in the face that says, no, actually, I like what they're doing with the Hulk because it's more in no.
Nah,
That's something we were talking about. Hey, Jacob. Hulk.
Hey, Jamie, it's good seeing you in the chat.
Yeah. $4 of Cobra Kai too, Jacob. Okay, yeah,
I haven't
so
seen
all right.
seen Cobra Kai.
So let me tell you, watch all the Karate Kid movies, even the next Karate Kid, which I think might tie into the new season. But yeah, watch 1 through 3. Force yourself. I mean, because three. Have you seen 3? You haven't seen Karate Kid 3 yet.
I've just seen the first two.
Survive 3. Okay, just survive 3 because it does tie into the show and it does help elevate the show as bad as that movie is. So
Gotcha.
yeah, watch those 3 movies. Watch Cobra Kai. You're welcome.
All right.
That's it, and that's all. All right, yeah, like Hulk smash the Hulk meditate. Yeah, horrible. And when I'm gonna go back to Blacktastic's comedy here, Max outfit a lot and yeah, like Max's the Lawrence of Arabia thing that he had going on in the beginning was kind of cool. And the stuff but yeah, just the movie as a whole was so.
Yeah.
If unless you have anything else to add to Beyond Thunderdome, I have nothing else to say about it. Very mediocre.
I don't have anything else to add.
Okay.
If I had to grade it, I'd go D.
D. Oof. I might have to agree with you on that one. Might have to agree, just because those first 40 minutes saves it from being an F. After the 40-minute mark, the movie just went to shit. And that one guy kept getting on my nerves too. The main henchman, the one that took over for Mohawk guy in the second movie, the guy with the mannequin head, I guess that was like his wife or whatever. The short guy, the one that never died. Every time you thought he was dead, he would always come back. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I don't remember that character.
He was a short, bald-headed dude. He was on Entity's like right hand, and every time you thought he was dead, he would always come back.
Oh, I think I might remember that.
Yeah.
Did he have like this screechy laugh or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think he's coming back to me now.
Yeah, he had like a mannequin head on a stick that was like always hanging out like this.
Yeah, that just seemed out of place in Mad Max.
It did, yeah. So I'm gonna have to agree, man. I give Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome a D, but hey, it does have its print in pop culture. People still remember it, so I guess it did something right. But as a film,
yeah.
All right.
Give the people who love it credit for liking it. More power to them. For me,
yeah. But let's get to the meat and potatoes. I'm already blushing just thinking about it.
I love this one.
Yes. What a lovely day. So Fury Road. Let me tell you something. Fury Road. It's been a while since I watched this, and I think the last live stream I did say that my love for the Road Warrior. I can never put Fury Road over the Road Warrior. Jacob, I watched this today on my projector on the wall, surround sound. I'm like, listen, I gotta call a spade a spade. Mad Max Fury Road is the best Mad Max movie, man.
Woo-hoo!
It's
Yeah.
dog. Now, mind you, the Road Warrior chase, I still put number one as far as the chase, but as a film as a whole, Fury Road just gets better with age, man. Like, this is a flawless action movie that just hits all the right notes at all the right times, man. I can't say anything bad about this movie, man. I love Fury Road, bro. I'm gonna let you take the floor, man.
Yeah, so this was my introduction to the Mad Max series when I watched it in 2015. And it was an absolute experience ever since I first saw it back then. And like you said, the more I've gone back to revisit it, I've loved it even more. Like, I just love the practical action in this movie. The fact that George Miller took his time to craft such sweeping shots, exciting car chases, explosions left and right, insane stunt work. I love the chase in Road Warrior. That was a great chase for its time. But the fact that he took that chase, maximized it by 10, and made just an amazing action movie that took advantage of the post-apocalyptic setting, took advantage, made you still care for its characters even with its simplistic story. It's more of a extended chase movie, but you still care about Max and Furiosa and all the characters in the movie. It's an absolute delight. It's honestly one of the best action movies I'd say of all time, in my opinion. I know you have the classic ones like T2 and Aliens and all that, but then you got movies like John Wick, the Mission Impossible movies, Fury Road, kind of like still showing you can make some really, really good action movies and do them right.
Oh yeah, and not just action movie, man. I say this is probably, I'm gonna put this on my list of one of my favorite movies like ever, man. Like this belongs on my favorite movie list, bro. Like this movie, and it just like you said, in its simplicity, because a lot of times these, especially action movies now, action movie directors kind of miss the point of an action movie where don't overcomplicate the story, and I think that's what's going on now, where they don't give us enough time to really enjoy the action. They're trying to give us all this story, which story is good. But sometimes when you give us too much of it, when you overcomplicate it, when you put a little too much salt and pepper in that gumbo, it kind of makes it a little, bitter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I got a good comparison to make because I just watched The Gray Man recently on Netflix. Okay. Great action in it. Bad story. Like the story just hurt the entire movie. Like it's ridiculously convoluted. I didn't care for the main character. It's got good action in it. The Russo brothers are good at that. But the story was just a mess, and it was a big disappointment all around.
Yeah, it was too much, man. Like it seemed like every scene there was in a different country, So so out of the 2 hours, we done traveled the whole world, man. And like you said, it was just convoluted. It was just dial it back some. I think if they would have dialed it back a little bit, this could have been, a great action film.
And considering the talent involved, I thought it was an absolute waste of talent and money. Like $200 million went into that movie. Like they spent a lot on the action, but the story was not good.
Wow, $200 million, and they just released it on Netflix.
Yeah, and that's like I think it's their most expensive movie. I think they spent.
Wow.
I think because of the Russos who were just big off of Endgame, I think was why the price was so high.
Wow. Well, I hope even though we're not the biggest fans, but I hope it pays off because I don't want Netflix to tank because I want to see Stranger Things keep going. So I want Netflix to stay around for a little longer. I know
they need to stay around so we can get that final season.
Exactly.
Because I finished season 4. I know. I think the last time I was behind on that. Season 4 is epic. Probably the best season of the show. I think we need to see that. We need to see that payoff.
Definitely. Yes, I hope Netflix stays around, man. Damn, but I think from this point on, whenever a director, even somebody on the level of the Russos, make an action film, watch Fury Road. Use that movie as a guide, as a reference to how an action movie is supposed to be. Because it captured it perfectly. And even the character of Max himself, because some of the criticism I heard that this movie got was that it's called Mad Max, but it's really Furiosa's movie, and Max is like a side character. I didn't see it that way, but I mean, if you see it that way, cool. But to me, Max is still Max. But I think that they really got the character of Max down where because he's Mad Max, and here he is kind of crazy as compared to the Mel Gibson trilogy. You don't see that psychotic side of him where he's mentally unstable. But the way Tom Hardy plays him in this movie, he's an unstable person. He's crazy as hell. He grunts a lot. You know, a lot of times you see him, he's put it there. All right, you know, he's fucking crazy. He's a nut. You know, but that's the character. That's Mad Max. You know. So I mean, what you think about the Max character?
Yeah, I think Tom Hardy was fantastic as Mad Max. I agree. I'd say of all the Mad Max movies, this is the most unstable we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how. I know this is seen more as a reboot to the series, more so than a continuation.
Right.
But I like that Tom Hardy played his own take on Mad Max instead of mimicking what. Not that I have a thing against Mel because he was great too, but Tom Hardy just made it his own. Kind of embraced the wackiness of Mad Max with his grunts and everything, and still played a compelling character where even with the hints of what he's been through, you still empathize with him and you want to see him find that peace, even in the most desolate and desolate of a wasteland. That's the best way to say it, I guess.
Yeah, and then there is an arc to his character because he starts out just looking out for self, wanting to survive, and then by the end of the movie, even though he never really becomes like the hero, but you do see that glimmer of hope. Like, okay, he still is a human being. You know what I'm saying? Like when he gave the one chick, the thumbs up, before she died, unfortunately. But what I'm saying, you can see throughout, like, okay, I want to help these people now. I want to help Furiosa. I want to help them get to where they need to get.
Yeah.
So you do see he still has some humanity left.
Yeah, you do see that. I agree. It's a gradual arc because originally he wanted to take the truck for himself. One of the brides dies, and instead of like, oh, should we go back and help? They're like, nah, she's dead. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah, I saw her go under the wheel. Did you see it? She's under the wheel.
But I see the criticism that it's technically Furiosa's movie because she's kind of like the plot thread of the movie where she and the other women escape from Immortan Joe. That's pretty much the plot of the movie. And Mad Max just kind of tags along. But the stories intersect. There's still growth in both Furiosa to where you love the character and you want to see her succeed. But you want to see Max succeed at the same time, and they have this awesome duo together.
Right.
I actually like seeing, I guess the differences in the two is Furiosa's definitely the one who's willing to help and stand up and be more active, be more like the leader in this case, whereas Max is just like, he's more like the reluctant hero, I would say, compared to I don't know, Beyond Thunderdome, where he's hanging out with a bunch of kids.
Okay, we spent enough time talking about that junk. and I don't know if you read this too, but I heard that that behind the scenes, Tom Hardy and Charlize did not get along on set.
Ooh,
yeah, they did.
Not know that.
No, it got so bad, because Tom Hardy, he's known kind of as a hothead sometimes, like especially like when he really gets into character, he can be kind of aggressive, and him and Charlize were having issues on set. And I think it was because he would show up late every day. Something happened where he was showing up late, and Charlize, she's the opposite. She's professional, there on time, early. I know my lines, and here you come waltzing in, smelling like booze. Like, what the hell's going on? So it got to the point where she actually confronted him and kind of jumped in his crap. And it got to the place where he was getting physical with her. Like, he was like ready to grab her. So she got scared. So they had to have security separate them to keep him from killing her.
Oh wow! Yeah. I did not know that. That is nuts.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm glad that got prevented before something bad happened.
Right.
Because it would be awkward watching the film if Tom Hardy tried to kill Charlize Theron or something. That would have been.
Oh man, let me tell you something. You be surprised some of these stories. Like when you watch these movies and you see like two characters that have good chemistry on screen, you'd be surprised behind the scenes like how many actors actually hate each other. where they're like, oh man, like even Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey, Dirty Dancing, one of the biggest cult movies. Jennifer Grey and Patrick Swayze did not like each other.
Oh wow, that's
Patrick
crazy.
Swayze couldn't stand her. Yeah, yeah. So when he's frustrated with her when they're doing the dance routine, that's his actual real frustration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah. But luckily, Charlize and Tom Hardy, their on-screen chemistry was cool, but behind the scenes, yeah, Tom Hardy was ready to backhand her like Hulk and Black Widow, man.
Ooh, hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully they're past that now. Hopefully, they're like, hopefully they can make amends.
Oh well, I bet. I mean, when he's back in time mode again, in time mode, he's probably the nicest guy ever. But if you catch him in character, yeah,
Yeah, stay away.
stay away. Yeah, he's one of those what do you call it, method actors?
Method
where
acting,
he gets into character.
Yeah.
Because I think him and Shia LaBeouf had a fight too. What's that movie they did together? But they were like bootleggers, I think. And,
I've heard of this movie. I haven't seen it. I forgot the name of it now.
yeah, but him and Shia LaBeouf had a little scuffle on set.
I can look that up real quick. Hold on,
Yeah.
Tom Hardy. If I see his filmography, I'll know.
Oh yeah.
What's it called? Oh, I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it. Lawless is the name.
Lawless, okay, Lawless, yeah, yeah. So they got into a scuffle where I think Shia LaBeouf had to choke him out because Tom Hardy like picked him up and he was getting ready to slam him, and Shia LaBeouf had to do some kind of MMA move and kind of choke him out.
Oh,
The table.
yeah, probably not a good idea to put two method actors in the same scene.
Yeah,
together.
yeah. Tom Hardy can be
Ugh.
intense, man.
Yeah.
But I say this is one of my favorite movies of his. Like, I mean, with Tom
yeah, I
Hardy.
agree.
Yeah, Tom Hardy to me, his best movie is definitely Warrior, but I'll put Mad Max Fury Road right behind that.
Yeah, I would say Mad Max, Warrior, and then Dark Knight Rises, where he's Bane. And he was good in Dunkirk too, I would say.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So I mean, just a great actor, man. Honestly, I wanted to see him as Wolverine. Whenever the MCU decided to do the X-Men, but by the time that happens, he might be too old to play the character. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know how far they're gonna connect the MCU stuff with the Sony stuff because Tom
Right.
Hardy's also Venom.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. I will get you. And reserve in the wind.
In the wind. But listen, they might because the way No Way Home ended, the way it looked like they set that up where the MCU is gonna have its own version of Venom because remember the symbiote, little piece of the symbiote got left behind, and Tom Hardy, I guess, went back to the Sony verse, and so they're gonna have another Venom in the MCU verse, whatever they call it. Was it Earth 66 or some shit like that?
616 or something like that.
616, yeah. But I'm sorry, you was gonna say something?
Yeah, I actually enjoyed Tom Hardy's Venom more so in 2 because I didn't like the first one. So I would be open to Tom Hardy's Venom take on Spider-Man.
Tom Holland Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it, but I think they want to stick more to the original origin of Venom, where he was beefing with Peter Parker, and that's how he got the symbiote. Because because the Sony version just totally deviated from the origin of Venom.
Yeah. Wow.
So
you're talking to somebody who hadn't read the comics. So
you haven't read the comic? Okay, so
as is.
Okay, well that's a little trivia. So Venom is the product of Eddie Brock's hatred for Peter Parker. Like Peter took everything from him, his girl, his career. Kind of like Spider-Man 3 kind of captured that, but they just
with Topher Grace.
Yeah, they just executed it badly, but that's pretty much Venom's origin story, the way it happened there. Yeah. But yeah, with this movie though, bro, I don't know what else I could say, man.
I love the movie. Morton Joe's probably my favorite villain in the Mad Max movies, played by the same actor who was Toe Cutter.
The Toe Cutter.
But he's more intense. Like I love the design of the character. He has like a scary voice. You see how like messed up he is, the way he treats these women and treats them like property. And he's just an intense villain. Like he's ruthless. He's like the most I'd say probably the most evil bad guy in the Mad Max movies.
Yeah, he's creepy. Yeah, he was creepy as shit, man. And and they did love his kids. Had a
Yes.
had a whole bunch of kids, man. And
Oh, it's crazy.
yeah. So
He had
after
some there were some beautiful women in that movie. Yeah, yeah. I forgot Zoe Kravitz was one of them.
hmm
And
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was Zoe. I forgot that was Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Zoe Kravitz. Yeah, so
hmm
yeah, she's pretty much her career's pretty much grown since then. She's
Facts.
Catwoman now.
Facts.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, Morton Joe. So definitely Morton Joe worked better as a villain than the Toe Cutter.
Yeah, the toe cutter was fine.
Yeah.
But Morton Joe, man,
Yeah.
like he's slimy. And plus, he has some amazing one-liners. Like after one of the crashes, he's like, "Mediocre."
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, that scene. Okay, the scene that made me laugh was when Nicholas Holt's character was trying to prove himself to Joe, and he was like, "Yeah, I could stop them or whatever." He's like, "Yeah, here's the gun. Go up there and handle it." He sprayed the chrome stuff on him, and it was like a touching moment. Like, damn, I finally get to prove myself to my daddy. Gets up on the truck, takes 2 steps, and trips and falls. And drops the gun.
Yeah.
I said, how do they take such an awesome, touching scene between father and son, and even Joe's looking like he's gonna do it. Boom, mediocre. It drops off.
Yeah, I think I would say Nicholas Holt's character is probably the character that I'm kind of frustrated with. He's like the character. He's like my least favorite character in the movie. Like he's not horrible. I get what they were trying to do with him, and it doesn't detract my love of the movie. But I was like, he's a little grating at times. Even though he has one of my favorite lines, "What a day! What a lovely day!" I love that. But this is the whole thing where he's trying to prove himself, and he's conditioned to follow these guidelines, and he's like, his whole point is like, "Oh, I want to have a worthy death so I can go to Valhalla." I'm like, shouldn't you be in the Thor movies then?
For real, man. I felt bad for him though, because it's almost like that runt of the litter that knows it's not as good as the other puppies or whatever, but he has to go above and beyond to get his father's attention, because Joe has so many damn kids, and the only one that stands out is the real big one, like the one that has the gun or whatever. But but I felt bad for him because he knows that he's not as talented as his brothers and stuff. He knows that he's kind of the runt of the litter, but he finally gets his chance and he blows it embarrassingly, and now he's a disgrace. So to prove himself now, he has to to redeem himself. He helps Furiosa and Max, so I liked his character arc somewhat.
He does have a good arc, pretty good end as well. I thought that was pretty satisfying.
Right.
The way his character, does the sacrifice to save, Max and all them, I thought was pretty well done. So even though he's the character he's a little irritating, but I get it. I get the character, and it doesn't detract my love of the movie.
Right.
I just love that it's an extended chase movie. Like the action propels, because I don't know if there was a phase I was watching the Honest trailers a lot. I don't know if you watched those.
I've seen those.
Movie was Furiosa turned left, and so they're chasing Furiosa, and they drive down, and then eventually they turn around.
Yeah.
That's the gist of the movie. I know there's a story where they're trying to get to the green place or whatever, and then they find out it's dried up, so that's nothing anymore. So what are we gonna do to survive? Oh, let's go and raid Joe's place because he has all the good stuff. It's so simple of a story, and it's the action is what propels the story and makes it the awesome movie that it is. And I love that. Yeah, I do know there's CGI in the film that's kind of used more as a tool, but I love that the film is mostly practical. Like all the stunt work was real, and the crashes and the chases and all that. Like George Miller just he took the time to make this movie, and he paid it off phenomenally. Like this was a film, I think it was in the development hell for several years. Like I think he was trying to make the film since 2000 or something, but he just had
Even
struggles.
before then.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he had I think there were financial problems. I read. I think 9/11, I think, hurt some of the traveling he was doing to scout the film, and then I think he was originally going to do Mel Gibson, but he was getting too old, and then there was that phase where he went a little crazy. So he's like, I don't know if I want Mel Gibson at this. So then that's when he's like, okay, we'll do younger actor. And then, I think there was different production setbacks. So I guess it was a miracle the film actually got made.
But you know what? But that's an example of divine intervention. You know, so everything happens for a reason when it's supposed to happen. Because had it been made at the time that he wanted it to, technology wasn't up to par with what he wanted to do. Like, so the fact that he was able to take practical and CG and blend it so seamlessly.
Yeah, like
you know what I'm saying?
You can't even tell if any CGI in the film.
Right,
like everything just looks so believable and tangible.
Mm-hmm. And that's very hard to pull off, man. That's why Jurassic Park still holds up to this day, because it's like, where does the CG, begin and the practical, end? You know what I'm saying? I mean, now of course you can kind of see it, but they're like, for a long stretch, you're like, damn, this is like so seamless. Like, I don't know what's practical or what's what's CG, and this movie pulls it off in spades. So yeah, this was made at the time it was supposed to be made.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
what he was able to do was just phenomenal. Did this even win an Oscar for best effects?
I think,
or at least nominated.
I don't. I can check that real quick. Let's see.
Yeah, you would figure it would be at least nominated.
It won a lot of technical awards. I don't think it won for effects though.
Oh, okay.
It won. It says it won costume design, production design, makeup, editing, and sound mixing.
Oh wow!
I'm surprised it didn't win for effects. What came out?
At least get nominated, man.
What came out in 2015?
2015 was Age of Ultron. No, Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron dropped that year.
Oh, it was nominated for effects, but didn't win. What won that year? I'm looking at the Wikipedia page.
Was it done? No, with Dunkirk. That was 2017,
Dunkirk
wasn't it?
Was 17.
Okay.
Oh, Ex Machina won over Fury Road. The A24.
I remember Ex Machina.
The visuals in that were good. I was good with the Android and stuff, but I would have given it to Fury Road any day.
Yeah. I think that's just the Oscars trying to be real sophisticated. Like, we can't give it to a Mad Max movie. That's too easy. Let's give it to a movie that used effects and that people would never think that would win.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good year of nominated movies. Like, I think The Martian was nominated, The Force Awakens, and The Revenant. But I would have given it to Mad Max.
Yeah, that made me chuckle when Leo won for The Revenant. I said, out of all the movies that Leonardo DiCaprio did, all his great performances, he won an Oscar after getting violated by a bear.
You gotta fight.
You know what I'm saying?
It takes commitment to win an Oscar sometimes.
He had, I think he had maybe 10 lines in the whole movie, and he got violated by a bear, and that's what got him the Oscar.
And yeah, he's had so many good performances though.
Yeah. Well, I guess that was like his token one. Like this, that was like that. Hey, we know we fucked up, so here's the Oscar that you should have got for Wolf of Wall Street, Blood Diamond, The Aviator.
Yeah, so many good ones.
So many of them, man. Gangs of New York, I thought he was really good in. Like Catch Me If You Can. The list goes on and on.
Inception.
Yeah, Inception. Exactly. Fury Road was too dope. Yes, it was. I don't think anybody would contest that. I would dare anybody to come out and say that. Fury Road was not a good movie.
I think there was a little bit of people. I think when it came out that thought it was overhyped. I know there were the what's the best way to say it? I know there was a lot of I'll just call them the film bros is what I'll call them for lack of a better word, who didn't like Furiosa taking center stage, and they're like,
oh wow,
oh no, it's an agenda here.
And, hey, more woke bullshit, more woke bullshit.
Yeah, I think that was before woke was like the norm in the discussion. I
Right,
think
right.
it's annoying. Oh, hey Q,
Q, what's
how
up,
you
man? I
doing?
appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, it's
And
awesome.
$10 in the super chat, man. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, yeah,
And
you deserve it.
got me about to cry on here, man. You know, you ain't gonna do that to me. You ain't gonna have me cry on my live stream, man. You know I'm sensitive. Shit.
Yeah,
What else can you say about this movie, bro? Okay,
it's
so the
incredible.
chase, yeah,
It's
the last chase
that was the best
worked.
one.
That was the best one. You know, I love
Yeah.
that whole when Joe thought he had her, and she was like, you know, remember me. I ripped his whole fucking face off. I was like,
Ah,
first time I saw
yes.
that, yeah.
Yeah, Furiosa took him on.
Furiosa was that, you know, at a further hated Furiosa was a focal point. I like motherfucker, she was bad. You know what? And let me tell you something, man. People just need to chill the fuck out. Like, okay, I understand some movies do have where they have the women where it's in your face, like, hey, I'm a woman, I'm strong. You're supposed to root for me. Wink, wink. You know, but to me, Furiosa is on the level of a Ellen Ripley, Sarah Connor. She's in that class of badass females that
Yeah.
they're badass, but not because they're women, just because they're badasses that just happen to be women. Because not Jacob, not at one point did she say any girl power speech or okay, I'm
No.
gonna be real with you. You know, Avengers Endgame. One of the cringe moments was when all this big ass battle going on. All the girls get together. You know, don't worry, she's got help. I always hated that because that's so on the fucking nose. But with Furiosa, it was never like that. I never once looked at it and said, here they go with this, girl power shit again, trying to, empower women empowerment. Nah, man, she was just badass.
Now I have no issues with like the girl power stuff. It's just how you present it in the movie and how the characters are portrayed. And
Mm-hmm.
I think Furiosa is pretty awesome at that. Like I don't think, like you said, it wasn't like on the nose. It's just like the
Right.
awesome, empowering woman. She's just doing what she knows is right, trying to
Mm-hmm.
free herself and these women and escape and live their own lives. I mean, anybody, I think any sane person would see that and say, "Oh yeah, that's the right thing to do. She's an awesome character. I love you for that."
Mm-hmm. Facts. I mean, bro, if I have my Mount Rushmore of most badass female characters in a movie, Furiosa's definitely. I mean, okay, I would say if I have my Mount Rushmore, Furiosa, Ellen Ripley, Sarah Connor, Foxy Brown, Pam Grier,
Oh,
and
Jackie
then
Brown.
Jackie
Okay,
Brown. Yes, Pam Grier, and
awesome.
as a runner up, honorable mention, Nancy Thompson, Nightmare on Elm Street,
Ooh,
the
oh, that,
first one to defeat Freddy.
ooh, those are all good choices.
Yeah.
I think see Jackie Brown. I think is a good movie, just not my favorite. But she's an awesome
Mm-hmm.
character.
Yeah.
I think I agree with a lot of your picks.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I had to add some of my favorite like comic book characters, I'd throw Wonder Woman in there as well.
Oh yeah, Gal Gadot, Wonder
Good.
Woman, sure, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure, yeah. I mean, but of course, the top one is always yeah. That's
Sarah
why I say yeah,
Connor.
Sarah Connor.
Yeah. Especially T2 Sarah
T2
Connor.
Sarah Connor. Well, but by the end of T1, yeah, she became that. When she hit him with the "You're terminated, fucker."
Yeah.
That was the beginning. It
It was.
was a great call. Yeah, Nancy. Let me tell you something. Freddie was the most scariest thing ever, and Nancy just annihilated him. She embarrassed him. But she set all those booby traps around the house, and Freddie didn't stand a chance, man. She hit him with a sledgehammer. She burned him. Tripped over a wire. Bomb blew up on his back. And Freddie had a bad night that night.
That was the original Home Alone.
Yeah, exactly, man. Freddie didn't stand a chance, man. So yeah, you got to put Nancy in there. Even though
Yeah.
they killed her off in the third movie, which I hated, but it is what it is. But I gotta put Ellen Ripley at the top of that mountain, though. To me, Ellen
Yeah.
Ripley, like if you say, okay, Rashad, you gotta pick one, I gotta put Ellen Ripley in there, man.
Yeah, Ellen Ripley is great.
Ripley was badass, boy. To stand to an alien and say, "Get away from her, you bitch," and said it with authority to an acid spitting alien with a knife tail. Come on, man.
Yeah, that was like, I still prefer Alien over Aliens, but that final bit of Aliens was dope.
Ooh, that's a hot take. So you prefer Alien over Aliens?
Yeah, I prefer Alien as a horror movie.
Okay.
Aliens is more action to me.
All right. Okay, I feel yeah. So if you categorize it, what's the better horror movie? Yeah, Alien is the better horror movie, but Aliens was just so. Oh man, Aliens had it
Yeah.
all, boy.
Yeah, I think
Aliens.
which I was disappointed. I gotta share this story real quick. I was disappointed when I first saw Aliens because I came in thinking, oh, it's gonna be as intense and scary as the first one. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
nah, it's James Cameron. It's more action. And so I was like, for years, I'm like, it's good, but I don't get the hype. And then I rewatched it again. I'm like, yeah, it's awesome.
Oh
You just
man,
gotta go in looking at it as it's James Cameron's action sequel.
yeah.
And I
Well,
mean,
I don't know,
it's
Jacob.
good.
That scene was intense when they first got into the when they first went
That's
to
a,
the corridor and that first chest buster scene where you thought the person was dead and when she woke up she's like, "Please kill me!" and that alien burst out the chest and they started coming out the walls. As a kid, that scared the shit out of me.
I guess because I didn't watch it as a kid.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
like. I think the closest aliens got to a horror movie was when Newt and Ripley were trapped in that one room or whatever, and they have the face hugger in there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was probably the closest it got to horror mode.
Right.
But to me, it was mostly the over the top action movie with the cheesy one liners.
Yeah. Game over, man. Game over, man. I love the one line where after the alien attack, right, and they're all just sitting there like recovering, and I think it was Burke said something like we gotta go back out there and do something, and Bill Paxton was like, I don't know if you've been keeping up with current events, but we just got our asses kicked, pal.
Yeah. There's a lot of good lines in that movie.
Oh man! And then when they had when the aliens were right outside the door, and he had the little scanner thing, right? You hear the beep beep beep. He's like, 7 meters, man. 6. That can't be. It's inside the room. It's reading right, man. Look. Well, you're not reading it right. He's like, 5 meters, man. 4. What the hell? Oh, shout out to Bill Paxton, man. Yo,
Yeah,
Bill
rest in
Paxton was
peace,
like the
Bill
greatest,
Paxton,
man.
Yeah, he was so good.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. One of the best
Yeah.
monsters. What?
Definitely.
And you gotta think, 1986, bro, that effect was so crazy. Like I never seen anything like that, man. Like 1986, that was mind blowing for its time. Even today, it still holds up.
I agree.
Still holds up, man.
The chicken with the red bandana. I think he meant to say the chick.
Oh,
That's,
Vasquez.
Vasquez.
Vasquez, yes.
Oh yeah, she was awesome too.
Yes, Vasquez was badass, man. All these years, I thought she was Puerto Rican, but she's actually Jewish.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get by with that now.
Yeah, she was a former Jewish bodybuilder. She was a female bodybuilder back in the day.
Ooh. You pretended to be somebody else. Cancel.
What? Shit, they might still try to do it. Hey, how can you have a Jew playing a Puerto Rican? Shut up.
Yeah, cancel people.
Yeah, they cancel for everything, man. Shit, you
That's
get canceled for having a big booger in your nose. They just cancel you for all kinds of shit.
That's ridiculous.
You know. Let's see. She is. Yep. Look her up. Her name is I know her last name is Goldstein. Her last name is Goldstein. I can't remember, but I remember she was a former bodybuilder back in the day. And I guess they gave her a tan and made her talk with an accent, and Vasquez was born.
Jeanette Goldstein is her name.
Jeanette Goldstein, yep. She was also the stepmom in T2.
Oh, wow!
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep, she was a stepmom. Yeah.
Talk about a brutal death there.
Oh yeah. She was also in Lethal Weapon. She was in Lethal Weapon 2 as well.
Oh.
Yeah, she was the one that died by the swimming pool.
Oh
When
yeah.
the swimming pool blew up. Yeah, that was her.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
She looks a lot different when she's not tanned, right?
I know, like, cause she's playing that one character, which I know her best, and then you see her in these other ones, like, oh,
Right,
man,
right.
she has a pretty good portfolio, and you
Oh yeah.
don't recognize her because that tan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I mean, if you see her now, like if you see her do an interview now, like you'd be like, "That's Vasquez." Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But that's back then. You can get away with that. Like, you know, I didn't know that Al Pacino was Italian until I saw The Godfather. I saw Scarface first. I thought Al Pacino was Cuban.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wrapping up our Fury Road review, man. Perfect movie, all around the board. There's like zero complaints that I have. You know, villain, protagonist, performances, effects, story. everything in this movie worked. Everything clicked. I have zero complaints.
Yeah.
So with that being said, this movie gets an A plus 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 in my book.
Yeah, I would agree on that one. A plus, gazillion pluses. It's a phenomenal movie. One of my favorite action movies. Probably my favorite action movie that's come out in the last few years. Between that and John Wick.
Oh man, do you see the trailer for John Wick 4?
I did see it. It didn't win me over.
Really?
I think because I was burned out after the third one. I thought the action was great in 3, but to me it was just a little too much. There was a fist fight that was like went on way too long, and I'm like, you could have had a great trilogy capper with the third one. I'm like, nope, they do a last minute betrayal and they're stretching it to another movie. I'm like,
oh yeah,
I don't.
Sure.
I don't know. I think they're overdoing John Wick. I think it should have been just a trilogy.
Listen, as long as those movies are making money, they're gonna keep pumping them out, man. So
I'll still see it because I love Keanu Reeves. I know the action's gonna be good, but to me, nothing beats the first one. I
agree.
I liked it better when see, one had the most simplistic story, and to me, with each John Wick movie, they're expanding more of the world, and to me, like the magic is just not as there.
I feel you on that. No, that's a good because the simplicity of the whole thing of a man's getting revenge for his dog.
Yeah.
It's just something about that worked, and like you say, now they're trying to expand the lore. I get it, but those movies are just so badass, man. And what sold me with the trailer was the sword fighting. I'm a sucker for sword fighting in movies. I love seeing sword fighting in movies, man. It's just something about it.
And it's Donnie Yen, I think, is going to be in 4, isn't he?
Is he?
I think.
I think I did. Yeah, I think I did see Donnie Yen.
Yeah, I think it's Donnie Yen, and I think because it's if they're fighting each other, I think it's going to be awesome. If it's Keanu Reeves versus Donnie Yen, I think it's going to be one awesome fight.
I'm not going to get my hopes up just because I remember exactly 20 years ago, Blade 2 came out, and when you saw the trailer for Blade 2, it's had Wesley Snipes, Ron Perlman, Donnie Yen. And Donnie Yen's going to be in Blade, and so all the fans were like, yo, Donnie Yen and Blade are going to have an epic sword battle. And Donnie Yen, you seen Blade 2, right?
Yeah, I have seen Blade 2. I know what
Donnie
you're
Yen, he died like he had one scene and then he was dead.
He's hardly in it.
He's hardly in the movie.
Yeah, it's a waste.
I remember me and my brother went to go see that, man. I remember, I still love the movie, but I was disappointed because I thought we were going to have a Blade Donnie Yen face-off, and we never got that. So I'm not going to get my hopes up, man. John Wick 5 gotta have Denzel. Yo, Equalizer, John Wick crossover.
I would pay to see that. I think that would elevate the franchise if you did the crossover. I could see it.
Listen, if they could put Fast and Furious cars in space, why not have that crossover, man?
Yeah,
that's what I say, man. Yeah, Q. I know Q definitely fucks with John Wick. Like every John Wick movie getting ready to drop, boy, Q gets crazy. Oh man! All right, so so there you have it. A plus for Fury Road. Both of us gave a D to Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah.
So I guess we can all agree. I mean, we can both agree. Yeah, Fury Road is number 1. Road Warrior, I put number 2.
Yeah.
And then I would say the first Mad Max, and then Beyond Thunderdome.
Yep,
yes.
We agree on that one. Yep.
Yeah. Damn. So, bro, this was a lot of fun doing this, man. I'm gonna get on some alcohol and think of the next project because that's how I thought about this one. I was drinking and I said, you know what? I'm gonna hit up Jacob, see if we want to talk about Mad Max.
Yeah, which I don't mind that, even though it's a franchise I've seen before. I still love talking, any movie, and the Mad Max movies especially. If you put Fury Road in there, I'm hyped.
Yeah. I could tell, like, as soon as I brought it to you through Messenger, you was like, oh, what Fury Road? I'm in. I was like, all right, let's do it. All right, man. So you want to plug your channel in real quick? What you got coming up on your channel?
Plugging my channel, yep.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm doing a live stream with Mike tomorrow from Did You See That? We'll be talking about the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. We're doing the Narnia franchise together. So that'll be a fun one to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Mike said he hadn't seen that movie since 2005 when it came out, so I'm curious to hear his thoughts on it compared to me who's seen it so many times, and
Mm-hmm.
it was a childhood favorite of mine. So I think
Okay.
that's going to be a interesting little chat. Another upcoming video coming on my channel. I'll be collabing with Esley from Entertainment Fanatic Reviews on my Tom Hanks series. We're doing The Burbs. That's just a
Nice.
regular old collab.
Okay.
And I had never seen The Burbs until I watched it the other day. Hilarious.
Really, I've never seen that, bro.
You
That's
hadn't
another one
seen
I
it?
gotta catch up on. Yeah, I have to watch that.
It's pretty good. There's a little bit of horror elements, but it's mostly a comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fun seeing funny Tom Hanks. Like I'm used to seeing the more serious Tom Hanks over the years, but man, when you put Tom Hanks in the right comedic script, he is hilarious.
Oh man,
Especially
Yeah.
between this and what's that other one I've seen that's funny? League of Their Own. I thought he was funny in that.
yeah,
too.
League of Their Own. Yeah, he was kind of a drunk in that one. The Money Pit. He did what the Money Pit was more physical comedy. He was like he was
Yeah.
doing a lot of the more physical stuff. It was hilarious.
Yeah,
to me.
I've seen that one once. I like the scene where he falls through the floor. I would
Yeah.
say it's the funniest part of that movie.
Yeah, because like you see, he's slowly sinking, and then when he gets there, he's like, "Help!" And then he calms down right away and starts counting this money. I said, "Oh shit! Oh man, that movie has so many fun. Like the funniest part to me was when the stairs started falling apart.
Yeah.
When he started running up the stairs, and the stairs just started like wobbling and shit. He's like, "What the hell?" And then he dives and lands on he holds onto the ledge of the stairs, and then the wife's on his fingers, right? So she's like, "Honey, where you at?" He's like, "Baby, you're on my fingers." Oh, sorry.
Well, I know what movie I'm gonna get you on for the Hank series. I think we've talked about that before. Was the Money Pit.
That movie makes me laugh to my. I get abs laughing at that movie, man. Funny shit.
Yeah.
Funny
I don't
shit.
know, have you ever seen Bachelor Party?
No, I haven't seen that one. No, I gotta catch up on my '80s stuff, man. I'm embarrassed.
Yeah, because I just recently collabed with Jacob Collins on that, and that is a trip. That's like
Really?
hard R raunchy 80s comedy he did where
Yeah.
he's about to get married and his bro friends try to host a bachelor party and things go haywire. Just some weird stuff happens in that movie.
Bro, that's the '80s, man.
I was shocked at some of the stuff I was
Yeah.
seeing in this movie. Like, there's like a whole bit where this like woman comes in with a donkey, and in the middle of the party, she's like making love to the donkey in the middle. And I was like, what is this movie?
Yeah. Bro, but back then, like, from like 80 to like 86, like the mid 80s, late 80s, the raunchier the better. So each movie tried to out raunchy the other one. So you had like Porky's and Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Last American Virgin, I covered last night. That every movie tried to top how more gross they can get.
Yeah. It got pretty gross at times, I'll tell you that. not really my style of humor, but I liked what they were trying to do with the story at least. And
Yeah.
Tom Hanks is still likable in it.
Okay.
But it was a weird movie. It's one
It
of
was a trip.
it was definitely a trip. But yeah, that's just some of the stuff coming on my channel. I think I usually do movie reviews. I've been implementing more TV stuff on my channel because I'm covering Downton Abbey. I wanted to do more sitcoms. I just started covering Full House, which has been quite interesting.
Wow.
Not the best show in the world. There's some dud episodes in there. It's ridiculously goofy and cheesy. But
even for that time, it was goofy and cheesy. Even at that time,
I can't hate it though. I've seen reruns as a kid, and I like the heart that it was trying to convey. But some of the rewatching some of these episodes, some of the jokes are just not that funny. Joey is too goofy and overbearing at times. But
Yeah.
I like the heart though.
Yeah, it's it was part of a Friday lineup. I remember it was Full House, and then Family Matters would come on, and then this show called Dinosaurs would come on, and then they would end off with a show called The Hogan's Family. I still remember the lineup. Ain't that some shit?
That's,
Yeah, it was called TGI. It was called TGIF.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, TGIF. So that was ABC on Friday nights. Yeah, Family Matters, Full House, Family Matters, Dinosaurs, and then Hogan's Family. And me and my brother sitting there watching it, eating frozen Stouffer's fucking French bread pizza, drinking Ecto Coolers, watching these sitcoms on a Friday night.
What was the best sitcom of the four?
Back then, Family Matters.
That's Steve Urkel.
Steve Urkel,
right?
yeah. But yeah. I cannot stand that show now. I try to watch it again, Jacob, and I can't stomach the show. It's too sappy, too sentimental, too corny.
Yeah.
I hate Urkel as a character.
Okay. And see, I have no nostalgia for that, so I wonder if I'll feel the same way.
Yeah, I mean now, like back then, I used to like it, but now I hate Steve Urkel, man.
Yeah.
Like Steve Urkel would do, like he would destroy your whole house, and then the family would get mad at him and say, "Steve, go home. We never want to see you again." And then that slow musical kick in, right? It's like, "Well, I'm sorry, Winslow's. I didn't mean to mess your house up. I guess I'll go away and never come back." And then the crowd, oh, and I'm like, "Oh shit, he just messed up your whole house. Kick his ass out and then never come back." All that, oh, poor Steve. I hate it.
I will say it's been forever since I've seen this episode, but I know they did a crossover on Full House at one point where Steve Urkel was on Full House at one point.
Yeah.
And like Stephanie was getting glasses and she's bumming that. And Steve Urkel's the one's like, "Hey, it's not that bad."
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, I think I remember that episode.
That was kind of trippy.
Yeah, see, Q remembers TGIF too. Yeah, listen, Friday nights, man. Like I said, me and my brother get a pizza, some Ecto Coolers, which I don't know why they discontinued Ecto Coolers. That's like the best juice ever made. But have you ever tried Ecto Cooler, Jacob?
Nah.
It was a Ghostbusters juice. It had Slimer.
I had a feeling when you said Ecto.
Yeah, it was a high C drink. It was green, and Slimer was on the front of it, and it's like a citrus juice by High C. It is the best juice ever made, man. I hate they discontinued it.
Maybe they'll bring it back when the next Ghostbusters movie comes out.
Anyways, so yeah, makes me want to cry almost, man. Like, but look, there's some hope. They brought back the orange High C at McDonald's, man. So there's hope they can bring back the Ecto Cooler.
Yeah.
So as far as my channel goes, what do I got coming up? Well, I know I just finished Harry Potter, the Prisoner of the Prisoner of
Azkaban.
Azkaban, yeah. So for Perez, I know he's not going to watch this stream yet. So I will say I liked the movie, man. I did like that one.
Wow,
I did like that one.
Awesome.
I hated the first two, so I'm watching this third one, and I'm like 10 minutes. I said, shit, I think I like this movie. I said, okay, so to me, this is a start.
Yeah, they had a different director. I think that's the difference.
I could tell, because yeah, just the feel, the tone of the movie, it worked for me. Like it had a blend of darkness, but then comedy at the same time, along with the John Williams score. Like to me, it worked. But I can't tell Perez that though. I gotta keep him in suspense till I send him my portion. Oh well, Q, man, you better come up off that, man. You better come up off that recipe, man. I need it. Shoot, them Ecto Coolers, man. Shoot. Yeah, but other than that, so I'm collabing with Perez on that, and then with David from Interpreting the Stars, I'm supposed to be watching. I got it written down, but it's another musical I'm watching.
Oh yeah, you did Evan Hansen. I'm in suspense on the other two.
Yeah. The other one's with Spider-Man. What's his name?
Garfield.
Garfield. Yeah.
You're doing Tick Tick Boom.
Tick Tick Boom. Yeah.
Oh man, I love that movie.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna be last. I forgot the second movie, but I'm doing that one last though.
Oh man, like Andrew Garfield caught me off guard in that movie. Like he could sing in that movie. I was blown away when I saw that. Nice.
Yeah, so he's trying to get me back for the Godfather movies that I made him watch. So he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna give Rashad some musicals."
I was thinking he'd give you some like really bad ones because I know Dear Evan Hansen was pretty polarizing. Like I was thinking if he really wanted to punish you, he would have given you Cats or something.
Oh God. Well, I gotta put on my poker. See, I can't let him see me sweat. I can't show him what makes me cringe. So even if he says, "What about cats?" Oh, cats is okay. But inside, I'm begging like, no.
Now talk about a trip, cats.
Yeah, no, man, no. There's probably like a handful of people on this earth that actually like that movie.
It's a so bad it's good movie for me.
Is it? Ugh.
It's just like just the whole execution is just so bad and so mind-bafflingly stupid that you can't help but enjoy the stupidity of it.
Oh my God, yeah, I'll pass. Yeah, but other than that, I got really nothing coming up, so I'm just gonna be chilling this weekend, man, and which is cool because the kids are going back to school, so I can take time and really get them ready. Oh, and I just released a review today for Prey, the new Hulu movie,
Yeah.
the Predator prequel.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
you drop that, but it said spoiler warning. I can't watch it because I haven't seen it.
Yeah, spoil. You know what? Because sometimes I just have to talk about it just fully. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
when you do these spoiler, like as a reviewer, you know this. When you do your spoiler free reviews, you have to really hold back. It's like, oh, I want to say this so bad, but I can't. And there's just things about this movie that just had me so in my feelings. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna just lay it all out there. That's why I said
Yeah.
spoiler warning. I gotta talk about this. So there you have it. But
I got
I did give the movie a B minus, so that's all I can tell you. I give the movie a B minus. So
Oh, good. I saw when I saw your thumbnail, I'm like, oh, you're gonna be in the minority. You're gonna hate it.
well, actually, you know what? Darnell from Rejected Heroes Media pulled a troll move where his thumbnail says that he hates the movie. He's like, this movie was ass, and then the title was "Prey really sucked." And then for 25 seconds in the video, he's like, "Oh, this is like the worst movie ever. I hate this movie." No, I'm just like,
That's a good impression of him.
but in actuality, he liked the movie. I said, man, why would you do that, man? Don't you know the backlash you're gonna get from that? Well, I mean, if it gets people to watch the video, then that's what it is, bro. So,
Wow.
yeah,
That's a troll move right there.
well, it is doing pretty good. I think last time I looked, when I watched the video, he was at 285 views already in like 5 hours. So I'm pretty sure it's way up there now. You know.
That's I guess trolling people pays off sometimes.
Yeah. I'm like, but man,
That's-
but it's funny, Jake, was I read the comments and I could tell a lot of people didn't finish the video because people was like, yeah, man, this movie was terrible. Yeah, man, I hated this movie. I'm like, they didn't watch the video, man. I can tell that they didn't watch it.
Yeah, you can tell the difference between people who watch the video and just post their own random stuff.
Right. Like when they just leave something simple like, hey, man, good video.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what was good about it? You know, when you said what you said. Well, what did I say? You know, the part about you talked about the movie. What did I say? Oh, come on, man, you know what you said. Bastards.
It's like cause I collaborate with my friend Ryan Cam. We do a podcast every week on his channel, and one week we
Right.
talked about Lightyear and is this the end of Pixar? And literally, like we got like a spam comment when the video just dropped. Like a second after the video dropped, somebody commented, "Lightyear was woke trash," and I don't think
Oh
the
my
comment is
God.
there anymore. But you could just
Yeah.
tell like that was just somebody that didn't see the video, just posted their
Right.
own random nonsense and just wanted to troll the comments, I guess.
Yeah, listen, I take pride in like if I click on one of y'all videos, man, I watch the whole video. Just out of respect too. I mean, also because I fuck with you guys' channels, but also it's respectful because I would want people to watch my video from beginning to end because I work hard on my shit. It's like you work hard on yours, so
Yeah.
out of respect, okay, I want to hear everything you got to say because I might miss something. So I take pride in that, man. So yeah, I'm definitely not one of those, man.
Yeah.
I said like, because I even called him out on some shit because he was like, "Yeah, I think I liked it better than the first Predator." I was like, "Man, you on crack? What are you talking about?" But to each his own, I can't fault him on that. Here I am acting like an old head again. I already showed that comment. All right, well, Jacob, bro, I'm gonna let you go, man. It's been a pleasure talking Mad Max with you and just chopping it up, man. Gotta do this again soon.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, fam, taking the time out. Could have been doing anything right now, man. But you chose to be here and chill with your boys, so I appreciate that.
Yep, it's always a pleasure. I love doing collabs. I just love talking to fellow YouTubers.
No doubt, man. No doubt. So until the next episode, everybody, thank you all for coming on. I have Jacob's link in the description. So after this stream ends, click on the link. Do it now. Subscribe. Tell him I sent you, goddammit. With that being said, it's Rashad G, Jacob Martin signing out. See you in the next video.